statistics and the data that we're getting from our closest regarded experts, this is highly significant. The range of the weapon, that is the size of the explosion, the earthquake detected by the USGS, now reported somewhere in the range of a 6.3 magnitude. According to the folks that we count on most, Robert, that could mean that this could be the first test of a hydrogen bomb, a thermonuclear bomb. That is a bomb that is even more significant than an atomic bomb, the atomic devices that they've been testing so far. Again, what we are seeing from the USGS and backed up to some degree by South Korean military is that this detonation of a device happened around noon in North Korea time, and it happened around the same location where they have tested 5 other nuclear devices. A couple of important things for our viewers to remember right now, Robert. Today, the state media agency for North Korea was quoting North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, saying that a hydrogen device, that is a more deadly device even than an atomic device, a hydrogen bomb, had been developed by North Korea. In fact, it showed an image of Kim Jong-un with, at the very least, a mock-up of what was described as a hydrogen bomb. Again, the timing of this announcement, the timing of this report, in conjunction with the apparent detonation of this device, could be no coincidence. All of this in the backdrop of what else North Korea has been doing. We were there most recently in April of this year, and we saw the rollout of a new missile, which was claimed at the time to be an ICBM, that is a missile capable of reaching the United States mainland from North Korea. Remember, that was in April, and then in May we saw 1 test. In July we saw 2 tests, and then we saw another test just recently of missiles, at least one believed to be capable of hitting the United States. Also, this comes, of course, on the heels of President Trump's comments of a very strong attitude of the United States against any activity, offensive activity by North Korea, be it on the missile front or the nuclear front. And looks like we could have another nuclear event, Robert.
Yeah, in essence, it seems that this, if it is indeed hydrogen bomb, as you're talking about, this could be them trying to back up the photos they showed here with the display of Kim Jong-un watching them being loaded onto the ICBM. How long do you think it is until the determination? Is it something that we'll know very quickly whether it was indeed the hydrogen bomb? And in your reporting, what do you think the likely response here from the U.S. will be? And we've heard strong rhetoric. We've seen some shows of force. Can we expect to see more of that in the coming days?
Yeah, absolutely, Robert. We already are hearing from Japanese Prime Minister Abe saying that this is unacceptable. And if there is confirmation that they've gone even a further stage in their nuclear testing, it would, I would assume, and it's what we've been hearing from the White House, even prompt a stronger response. What kind of response? Because already there have been strong sanctions and strong political and economic moves being made by the United States, as well as a lot of saber rattling on the military side. Again, to put this test in a context, we saw 2 tests last year in 2016, and the largest one was 5.2. 5.2 would be in the range of 10 to 15 militons, the size of a Hiroshima-style U.S. atomic bomb. Certainly, according to security experts, that would be more than enough to concern people in the United States. If you get in the range of 6.3, then you're talking, yes, again, in the range of a much larger bomb. I think the other thing thing to put into context, and what we do have to remind our viewers of, most experts do not believe, even if they have done a test of this scale, even if they have a size of bomb or nuclear device of this size, they have not really completed the testing and the technical development to put it on top of an ICBM that would reach the United States. But all latest indications show that they are getting closer and closer to that, as they have in parallel been developing these missiles. According to the people that I talk to, they are at least up into the 20 to 30 range in terms of the number of nuclear devices they have in their arsenal. It could be higher than that, Robert.
And Greg, in talking to these sources, we've heard some folks here on the phone with us during our coverage here this evening that it could be just a year away from completing this. What is the timetable that you're hearing? Is it about a year? Obviously, there are a lot of variables at play here, and I'm curious how close they are to harnessing the technology from the experts that you're speaking with.
Timetables are really hard to figure out, Robert, and hard to commit to. My best experts, and we have some really good ones following this, were completely surprised by the very speedy development North Korea made of the intercontinental ballistic missiles. They figured Pyongyang was a couple of years out in developing a missile that was even remotely in the range of hitting mainland United States. And again, we saw that just as recently in July. My experts regarding the development of the weapons, they were saying that it was going to take another 3 years or so before you could have a bomb that you could describe possibly as a hydrogen bomb. Again, we have no confirmation that it is of that size today. I must underscore that. But if the seismic recording of the detonation, explosion, earthquake are correct, you're in that range. One more thing, Robert, that I note is that China actually reported a second seismic experience, smaller, 4.6, following the first. It's the first time that I can remember that there was kind of a double event happening, and that could also be another indication of the larger size. I think that the broader political question is the real point right now. Is this yet another red line that North Korea could be crossing in terms of the Washington's response to the activities of North Korea? The missiles are alarming. Nuclear bombs are really the thing that puts the two elements together and presents a real threat to the United States. And my guess is at this early hour overnight in the United States, late in the day in North Korea, and in the region, Japan and South Korea, that there's got to be a very strong response from the neighbors of North Korea and from Washington, Robert.
Yeah, and Greg, and talking to analysts who are very close to this, and in your reporting, when we see the shows of force, is it having much of an effect, and what sort level of influence can the UN Security Council and others have with even stricter sanctions? We've heard some analysts on with us this evening talking about North Korea has been stockpiling oil for months in anticipation of stricter sanctions, and they're still somehow, allegedly dealing with, some other countries who are not following and complying with UN's current resolution. So where do we stand in terms of next steps?
Yeah, it was interesting, Robert. I was just reading a backgrounder just yesterday about the response of North Korea to the U.S. and Western actions, and the learned analysis so far of Kim Jong-un, the young leader of North.
What causes wars and how can we prevent them? The military strategist Clausewitz famously explained, "War is politics by other means." In other words, when political leaders can't get what they want through peaceful methods, they calculate the cost of achieving their goals by using force. If they believe the cost is tolerable enough, war then becomes a viable option. Many times, wars occur when one or both sides misjudge their relative strength. Nations that start wars, often aggressors weaker than their adversaries, are too optimistic about the cost and time it will take them to fight and win. War then becomes a cruel auditor of relative military power, often at catastrophic costs. Preventing war, or ensuring strategic deterrence, is all about raising the perceived cost of using force. In contrast, a policy of complete non-intervention by strong military powers like the United States does the opposite. It actually reduces the cost for our adversaries and makes them more confident that they can achieve their goals through the use of aggressive military force. While it may seem counterintuitive, preventing wars isn't possible without a strong commitment to establishing deterrence and the willingness to use force to stop aggressors who would harm others to get what they want.
My expert says it looked like China was having an effect in tempering the attitudes of Pyongyang because we hadn't seen another nuclear test. By all indications, according to this information today, we have, Robert.
Yeah, and indeed it does appear that way. We're still waiting for confirmation and from North Korea and from tests independently done by the U.S. But Greg Paulcott, we'd like to thank you so much for your insight there with the reporting and your experiences there on the ground in Pyongyang. So Fox News Senior Foreign Affairs Correspondent Greg Paulcott, thanks again for joining us here. And of course, if you're just joining us this evening here, we're still following a developing story here. Apparently North Korea detonating its sixth nuclear test since 2006. It was a 6.3 earthquake detected in North Korea. That from the USGS. The earthquake, again, may be an indication of another nuclear test by the North Korean government. So we're continuing to follow this developing story here. And this comes after North Korea claiming that they had loaded a hydrogen bomb onto a new ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile. So again, we'll continue to follow this story for you. Stay with us for the latest on Fox News.
During our Made to Move 2017 clearance event, you can do endless online research, or you can take advantage of our best offer ever on an XT5. Don't wait. Our 2017 models will be moving fast. You can drive a car, or you can drive a Cadillac. Come in now before the end of our Made to Move 2017 clearance event and leave with the perfect Cadillac XT5 for your next adventure. Choose a low mileage lease on this XT5 for around $339 per month.
You won't see these folks at the post office. They have businesses to run. They have passions to pursue. How do they avoid trips to the post office? Stamps.com. Mail letters. Ship packages. All the services of the post office right on your computer. Get a 4-week trial plus $100 in extras, including postage and a digital scale. Go to stamps.com/TV and never go to the post office again.
These are scary times. North Korea, ISIS, terrorism around the globe, even the threat of natural disasters. If you feel at risk, you're not alone.
Grades of GIA diamonds, all with a low price guarantee. Buy direct, the jewelry exchange direct.
Men, after 40, you have a choice. Live with less drive and more fat, or get Ageless Male, the #1 best-selling testosterone booster, with over 4 million bottles sold. Ageless Male, more confidence, more libido, more testosterone.
People come to the Caribbean for its translucent waters, We took it over the top. Over the water villas. Over the water chapel. Over the water bar. Over the water restaurants. Over and above anything you could ever imagine. Sandals, the world's only 5-star luxury included resorts. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Harvey, from basic needs to getting back to business, what are the critical next steps? Craig Abbott and Stephen Mnuchin respond on a powerful Fox News Sunday.
To God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. Stand in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Robert Gray. Now, a magnitude 6.3 earthquake detected in North Korea. The earthquake may be an indication of yet another nuclear test by the North Korean government. And in fact, if it is, it would be the largest one. The USGS saying it was a magnitude 6.3. That would be much larger. The largest one prior to that was a 5.3 reading. So we're continuing to follow that. At the same time, the Yonhap News Agency, I'm checking their Twitter feed. We're expecting an announcement coming out of North Korea about this apparent nuclear test coming up at the bottom of the hour. So in about 12 and a half minutes from right now. And we're going to go to the phone. We've got Anthony Ruggiero joining us here live. He's a senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. And Anthony, thank you for joining us. And as we continue to digest this, let's look ahead quickly to what you think we may hear from the North Korean leaders here, Kim Jong-un, here at the bottom of the hour. And if maybe we'll get any indication of not only what happened, confirming whether or not it was a nuclear test, but perhaps what the next step may be. Maybe some clues there.
Well, thanks for having me. It's interesting. They're moving. North Korea is moving pretty quickly to likely claim success on this nuclear test. They'll probably put out a media statement around the same time. They might use. They'll probably use photos, possibly even video. That's what they usually do on their missile tests, on their nuclear tests, maybe.
Right, and we're actually looking at some right now, Anthony, on screen as you're talking. We should just say the pictures they put out earlier Saturday from his inspection of the hydrogen bomb, or the alleged hydrogen bomb for their ICBM. But go ahead.
No, that's right. I think that they'll likely tie the two together. It's not a coincidence that they showed what they claim to be a thermonuclear device, and then they have a nuclear explosion that certainly looks like a thermonuclear device. I think the interesting thing over the next 24 hours is the U.S. Geological Service, reported a second magnitude for, I think it's 4.1, and they're calling it a collapse. So it'll be interesting to see if something happened to the tunnel after the nuclear explosion. Perhaps that could be seen on imagery. Probably within
Okay, Anthony,
hours.
we'd like for you to stay with us. We're going to have to take a break right here, but we'll be right back with Anthony Ruggiero. We're continuing to discuss this North Korean situation and the alleged nuclear or expected nuclear test there. And we've got a statement coming up in about 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Where the heart beats warm and true. That's Texas. Where we always welcome you. That's Texas.
where we always find a way. That's Texas.
Good morning, Walter.
Well, aren't you the dapper dandy today?
Yeah, well, it never hurts for a man to look his best.
What's that?
That's my new Hurricane. Cute, but it has a comfortable handle, and it stands by itself. And it flexes, makes getting around so much easier.
The Hurricane is the ultimate in stability and mobility. Get yours now with a worry-free 100% money-back guarantee. Go to hurricane.com and enter this promo code.
Walter, get out of the Stone Age.
Get out of here.
Yeah, suit yourself.
The Hurricane leaves old-fashioned canes in the dust.
See you later, pal.
With its flex design, it's got all the smooth moves you need to get where you want to go. So don't get left behind.
Mind if I join you?
Get your Hurricane with a worry-free 100% money-back guarantee plus free shipping. Go to hurricane.com and enter this promo code to unlock our legendary price. That's hurricane.com.
Do you have trouble falling asleep? Do you toss and turn all night or wake up with a sore neck or headache? Then it's time you discovered MyPillow.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 10 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need.
You didn't just make the cut, you set the bar. And you didn't just get a job, you began a career. So don't just buy any ring. Create your custom engagement ring at Ratani.com. You design it, we handcraft it, you see it in person at your local jeweler. No risk, no obligation. Ratani, a smarter way to buy an engagement ring. Start today at Ratani.com. Buy online or preview for free at your local jeweler.
Foam pillows can raise your head too high, making you very uncomfortable. But the revolutionary MyPillow has patented fill that won't go flat and keeps your neck supported and aligned to your exact individual need. MyPillow helps you get and stay in deep sleep all night long.
Before MyPillow, sleeping was a nightmare. First night I got it, slept like a baby. Just was out, completely out.
I sleep better. I wake up, I feel refreshed, I feel healthy.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
I personally guarantee that MyPillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your support.
Call or go to MyPillow.com now, and Mike will send you 2 of his premium MyPillows for one low price. Use the promo code on your screen for this exclusive TV offer, and Mike will include free shipping. Don't delay. Get 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price, plus free shipping. Order now.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
We needed to hire someone, but it was really tough finding people that had the right experience.
I was spending half my day just reading resumes.
To hire great people, go to ZipRecruiter.com and post to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with one click. Then easily select the best candidates from one list.
I'm seeing a lot more candidates with the right experience.
We have gotten consistently better results from ZipRecruiter than anywhere else.
Over 1 million businesses have already used ZipRecruiter. Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/Fox.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Robert Gray. We're continuing our coverage of a developing story. North Korea apparently has conducted another nuclear test. We're continuing to follow this story. We're expecting an announcement from North Korea in moments, just at the bottom of the hour here in about 6.5 minutes time. Jennifer Griffin, Fox News national security correspondent, is joining us on the line. And Jennifer, thank you for joining us here as we continue to follow this developing story. Can you give us a little bit of insight here from your reporting, what we may expect from North Korea, and of course the expected potential response, what we'll get from the White House and the administration?
Well, Robert, right now what we are hearing, we can confirm that the USGS, the U.S. Geological Survey, suggests that this was a tremor of about a 5.6 magnitude. If so, that makes it stronger than the last time North Korea tested a nuclear device, which was in September of last year. At that point, it was a 5.3. The Japan's Meteorological Society says that this explosion seems to have been 10 times as powerful as the last time Pyongyang exploded a device last year. That last time it was a 10 kiloton explosion. It's notable that I, on Thursday, spoke to Defense Secretary Jim Mattis and asked him directly whether they were seeing any indications of preparations that North Korea was preparing for a nuclear test. There had been suspicions that they were, and he would not comment. And obviously, this is coming on the heels of those ballistic missile tests. The last ballistic missile test being flown over Japan certainly got the attention of the Japanese as well as the Pentagon. Mattis met with his South Korean counterpart last Wednesday at the Pentagon. There was much talk about the ballistic missile test. Just last night, we were hearing from North Korea's leader that he was bragging about having a hydrogen bomb. Just to give some idea of the size of this seismic activity, if it is in fact proven to have been an atomic test, if this was a 100 kiloton device, that would be 4 to 5 times stronger than the bomb dropped on Nagasaki, Japan. So this is a very serious situation. Obviously, the Pentagon and others have been keeping a close eye on this. And now the question is, what will the international community do? And you know, they've taught.
What are you hearing in terms of that? Yeah.
Well, you heard last week, in fact, when Defense Secretary Mattis was sitting with the South Korean defense minister at the Pentagon, reporters asked him whether the U.S. was out of diplomatic options, and he said at that point, and remember that morning, President Trump had tweeted that the time was not to talk, it was not the time to talk to North Korea. This was in the wake of the ballistic missile launch across Japan, and Mattis said that they are not out of diplomatic options. It was clear that he did not want to be pressed into a corner in anyone suggesting that there were no more diplomatic options, and he reiterated that on Thursday when we spoke to him. I would imagine that there would be an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council called, and again, this is a very, very serious situation. We've certainly seen the reports from multiple defense sources over the past year as this has escalated. That the military options are not easy and not good when it comes to North Korea. The U.S. has more than 38,000 troops based on the Korean Peninsula in South Korea. Seoul is not far from the border, less than 20 miles from the border with North Korea, and North Korea has not only these ballistic missiles that are a threat, but artillery that can reach Seoul with 20 million people in those sites. So the military options are not easy. They of course, the Pentagon and the White House, they have left all options on the table, but it's a very, very serious escalation if this, in fact, is proven to be the 6th nuclear test. This is the 3rd test under Kim Jong-un, and it will likely, the world has said that there will likely have to be some sort of response.
Yeah, and do you think in your reporting that there may be the U.S. may move even more military might in that direction as a show of force? What other options are on the table?
Look, we have not seen large troop movements heading or a buildup of forces in and around the Korean Peninsula. But remember, the U.S. already has positioned forces in the area. It has Guam, which is not far away, in which the B-1 bombers are based. Those are nuclear capable. There are, and in fact, you saw one of the reactions last week to the last ballistic missile test was for the South Koreans and the U.S. for the first time to use those strategic bombers as well as the F-35 stealth bombers in a test on the border with North Korea. That was designed to send a signal, a warning, perhaps, but Kim Jong-un has ignored all of these warnings, and it is not clear where this goes from here, frankly.
Well, Jennifer Griffin, thanks so much for joining us here. We're going to bring back in, we appreciate your insights, and Anthony Ruggiero is going to come back and join us now. And as we continue our coverage of this developing story, again, we're following and tracking, expecting an announcement from the North Korean government any moment now in response to what we believe was their 6th nuclear detonation explosion in the northern part of North Korea. And we have Anthony now joining us, and just we were just hearing from Jennifer. The options out there, none of them seem that great in terms of a show of force achieving the goals that we may have, or the United States may have, and its allies in terms of denuclearizing the peninsula. What do you see as the most effective strategy for the next step?
Well, the most effective strategy is the one we used on Iran, which is Iran-style sanctions that eventually brought Iran to the negotiating table, and that was robust sanctions, which was UN sanctions complemented by U.S. sanctions, very broad implementation of those, obviously working with our partners. The Trump administration has all the tools available in order to do that. And so that could be something that could be done immediately. But, it's going to require sanctions against Chinese banks and companies and individuals and Russian companies and individuals that are facilitating North Korea's sanctions evasion. And the question is, the last 10 years, U.S. administrations have been unwilling to do it. So we'll have to see if the Trump administration is willing to continue what they've been doing so far.
Well, Anthony Ruggiero, thank you so much for sticking with us and for your insights this evening. Continue to stay with us right here on Fox News. We'll be back with more on this still developing story around North Korea.
Look, isn't that Frank Thomas?
The big hurt.
More like the big hunk.
Yeah.
Wow, Frank Thomas.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. You look like you could still be playing. That's what I said.
Well, I am feeling stronger and leaner. So, Frank, what's your secret? I discovered Nugenix.
I wish my husband did.
It's easy. Just send a text.
If you're a guy over 40, text 42424 and enter the word club to get a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Nugenix is a unique man-boosting formula powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help boost your free testosterone levels, to help you feel stronger, leaner, with more energy and drive, more passion too.
Here, try a bottle, and trust me, she'll like it too.
Text 42424 and enter club to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix. Samples are not available in stores, so text 42424 and enter CLUB.
Back support. If you need it, you know it. Introducing CopperFit Back Pro, the ultimate compression garment for maximum lower back muscle support.
Got play 20. From your first car to your first kiss, to the places that shape you. The decisions you make you who you are. Create your custom engagement ring at Ritani.com. You design it, we handcraft it, you see it in person at your local jeweler. No risk, no obligation. Ritani, a smarter way to buy an engagement ring. Start today at Ritani.com.
those muscles back there relax.
I've had more energy. My kids can't keep up with me now.
High-performance compression fabric infused with powerful odor-reducing copper.
Hey, I pushed this belt to the max, and it's performed at the highest level. I put it through everything but getting hit. Oh, no, you don't. And it passed the test. Oh, man, I still got it. It feels great, you know. I'm able to do all the things I've done before. Where was this when I was playing in the National Football League?
A slick, form-fit design for greater mobility creates a perfect fit for any size body.
I was a little skeptical, but once I put it on and wore it, then I saw the results.
When you can't do the things that you imagine, it starts to get frustrating and depressing, and now this has given me a new confidence.
Call 1-800-319-7105 or on the web at copperfitback.com. For only $19.99, you'll receive one lightweight back belt form-fit for your size and comfort. Order right now, and your shipping is free.
There's no reason to torture yourself. Put the product on, give it a try, you're going to feel better.
Look, if you want the power to stay active, then you want CopperFit.
Experience the relief of compression support. Feel the power of CopperFit back. Call 1-800-319-7105.
I'm 47, but I feel like I'm 25.
I'm 49, and I can't believe I look this good.
I'm 45, and the Max Trainer has put me in the best shape of my life.
Because the Bowflex Max Trainer is the world's first 14-minute total body workout, and it burns up to 2.5 times the calories of other workouts.
I don't want to spend an hour on the treadmill. That 14 minutes, that was plenty. I lost 12 pounds in 10 weeks. Not bad for 47.
The Max Trainer combines the low-impact motion of an elliptical and the calorie-burning power of a stepper, then guides you through a simple series of intervals, short bursts of effort followed by longer periods of rest, working you smarter, not harder.
You watch the little speedometer go up, and that pushes you. I lost 12.5 pounds in just 10 weeks. I love being in shape so I can keep up with my kids.
You're using your whole body. It's very low impact. I lost 42 pounds in 10 weeks. I feel like I'm 18 again.
Call or go to ordermaxtrainer.com and save over $450 with our Labor Day sale through September 6th. That's ordermaxtrainer.com.
Fox News Channel on Sirius XM. Your favorite shows on Channel 114. Plus, every story, every 15 minutes. Fox News headlines 24/7 at Channel 115.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Robert Gray. We're following a developing story out of North Korea. A magnitude 6.3 earthquake was detected there. That earthquake, an indication of another nuclear test. North Korea's government at this moment having a press conference. The North Korean media is releasing this information. Live feed. You can see it on the screen right now. This would be the 6th nuclear test since 2006. This coming just after North Korea's leader saying that he was witnessing a hydrogen bomb being loaded onto an ICBM. Yonhap news agency is posting right now on their Twitter feed that North Korea is saying it conducted an H-bomb test and it claimed to have successfully detonated a hydrogen bomb. These are the headlines coming from the Yonhap news agency right now. And again, you see that news conference going on, they're being delivered in Korean on the screen at this moment. So we're going to continue on our coverage and analysis of this developing story. Asia analyst and author of Nuclear Showdown, North Korea takes on the world. Gordon Chang joining us on the phone now. Gordon, thanks so much for joining us. And Gordon, obviously, Kim Jong-un coming out with what seems to be a little bit of a self-proclaimed victory lap, if you will, in the media here. What do you make of this development?
Yeah, this follows just by a few hours the release of photos by North Korean state media of Kim inspecting what they said was a H-bomb. We don't know if that's actually true or not, that they have one, but if they don't have one now, they'll have one in a really short period of time because they've been making fast progress in developing their weapons.
And Gordon, do you suspect that you do a lot of analysis around this? You've got great contacts in the area. Do you suspect that maybe they're getting some outside help in making these advancements, or is this truly a homegrown potential H-bomb that they detonated?
Well, they're certainly getting help. They have been buying semi-processed fissile material, uranium hexafluoride, from Chinese sources. They've also been getting components for their nuclear weapons from the Chinese sources as well, such as vacuum pumps, valves, computers for their program. Also, the Chinese have been giving extensive help for their ballistic missile program. So, for instance, the launchers, the transporter erectors that brought the missiles that they fired on July 4th and July 28th, those are Chinese. And indeed, there is some suggestion that the Chinese have been giving the technology for North Korea's most advanced missiles. So there's a fair amount of help that has been going across the Chinese border to the weapons programs in North Korea.
Yeah, and we talk about that, and we also talk about the sanctions. Perhaps the U.S. would anticipate, and at least based on the folks that we've had on the show this evening, that they may be asking for more stringent sanctions moving forward. Beijing's participation, it seems like it would be crucial here. Do you think that the U.S. will be able to get them to the table and to back them on that?
Well, the U.S. has the tools to get the Chinese to use our overwhelming leverage over the Chinese, so the Chinese would use their overwhelming leverage over the North Koreans. But for us to do that, we would have to exercise political will. And so far, no administration has been able or willing to take those steps. So, for instance, it would be sanctioning Chinese enterprises and banks that have been involved in dangerous activities with regard to the North Koreans. And we would have to have enforcement much more effective than we've had up to now. But we have the ability to do it. The only question is whether presidents are willing to disrupt the relations with China in order to do so.
And do you think that this may be what pushes us to the neck to do that? Do you think that the Trump administration will be more willing in the face of seeing these types of tests? You know, we're hearing reports that it's 10 times more powerful than the last nuclear test there.
Well, you know, we'd think so. There were reports, and I think that they were actually true, that China's Xi Jinping, after his Mar-a-Lago meeting with President Trump in early April, actually got the North Koreans to hold off from detonating this device, because the North Koreans had buried this into a tunnel at least as early as the first part of March and had not set it off. They were just waiting for a political decision from Kim Jong-un. There was some reporting from Japanese newspapers that the Chinese were leaning on the North Koreans not to test this device. The fact that the North Koreans decided to go forward is either an indication that the Chinese have lost control over the North Koreans, which I doubt, or that Beijing just told the North Koreans it didn't really care if they went forward with this test. That would seem to me, especially the latter case, would impel the Trump administration to start imposing real sanctions on Chinese banks, for instance, and also some Chinese enterprises that have been involved in selling equipment to the North Koreans. But, you know, I just don't know what the political calculus is in the administration at this moment.
Well, we may find out in the coming days. Gordon Chang, thank you so much for joining us here. We're going to take a quick break. Again, we're continuing to follow this developing story here. The Yonhap News Agency is reporting that North Korea, in a live press conference, claiming it's a successful test of an H-bomb and a hydrogen bomb there. The USGS has reported a 6.3 magnitude earthquake in North Korea that would be the largest, if it is indeed was a nuclear test, the largest one to date, the sixth one since 2006. We'll continue to follow this story. Stay with us right here on Fox News.
My bladder leakage was making me feel like I couldn't spend time with my grandson. Now, Depend FitFlex has their fastest absorbent material inside, so it keeps me dry and protected. Go to Depend.com, get a coupon, and try them for yourself.
Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Let's face it, we Americans are addicted to our phones. So it's no surprise that when we told people they could add a second phone line just for business calls, well, they were beside themselves. Because now we have yet one more reason to love our phones. So take that phone, yeah, the one that's in your hand, and go to evoice.com to add a second line. And if it makes you feel better, America, you can tell everyone it's just for business. Visit evoice.com and use promo code 2lines for a 60-day free trial.
For fast relief from sinus and allergy symptoms without drugs, get Navage.
This time of year, I get so stuffed up, but Navage flushes my sinuses so I can breathe again.
Navage uses gentle suction to remove allergens, germs, and pollutants. It's the only nasal irrigator with suction.
My doctor recommends Navage to breathe better through my nose, and it works. Congestion's gone, and I feel great.
And Navage is so much easier than a neti pot.
To breathe better without drugs and a 30-day risk-free trial, go to Navage.com now.
Lobbyists, special interests, corruption. We talk draining the DC swamp and how the president can get it done. It's a Next Revolution special you can't miss.
I won this 55-inch TV for less than $30 on DealDash.com.
I got this $1,200 computer for $100.71.
These aren't actors, they're real people who got real savings at DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site.
On Deal Dash, I got this $349 mixer for less than $25.
iPads sell for as little as $5, laptops for $10, and professional cameras for as little as $20.
I won this iPhone for $8.48 at DealDash.com.
I got all this for less than $50 on DealDash.com.
Try Deal Dash today. If you don't win, get your money back, but hurry, everything must go. Go to DealDash.com now to start bidding.
In my first 4 months on Deal Dash, I won 104 auctions.
And shipping is always free.
Visit DealDash.com and start bidding today.
Little hands are curious, sometimes a little too curious. We try our best to protect the little hands in our lives, and although we can't always...
What causes wars and how can we prevent them? The military strategist Clausewitz famously explained, "War is politics by other means." In other words, when political leaders can't get what they want through peaceful methods, they calculate the cost of achieving their goals by using force. If they believe the cost is tolerable enough, war then becomes a viable option. Many times, wars occur when one or both sides misjudge their relative strength. Nations that start wars, often aggressors weaker than their adversaries, are too optimistic about the cost and time it will take them to fight and win. War then becomes a cruel auditor of relative military power, often at catastrophic costs. Preventing war, or ensuring strategic deterrence, is all about raising the perceived cost of using force. In contrast, a policy of complete non-intervention by strong military powers like the United States does the opposite. It actually reduces the cost for our adversaries and makes them more confident that they can achieve their goals through the use of aggressive military force. While it may seem counterintuitive, preventing wars isn't possible without a strong commitment to establishing deterrence and the willingness to use force to stop aggressors who would harm others to get what they want.
Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, the two agreeing that Japan, the U.S., and South Korea must work together against an increasing threat from North Korea. We're seeing some of those pictures right now out of North Korea, apparently inspecting that hydrogen bomb and the ICBMs. We're able to bring in Greg Palcott now with us. Greg is a senior correspondent with us here at Fox News. And Greg, thanks so much for joining us. Let's jump right into it. This confirmation, North Korea claiming that they have successfully tested this H-bomb. Give us a little bit more of the details there, and also informed by your reporting on the ground in North Korea earlier this year.
That's right, Robert. Everything that we've seen in our successive visits to North Korea, including the latest just this spring, is that North Korea is determined to wage, or at least assemble, a successful and a potent nuclear-armed missile program. And more indications, unfortunately, today that they are continuing in that process. In just a few minutes since we last talked, two important developments have come across our monitors here. First, what you just mentioned, the claim coming on North Korean state television that Pyongyang has staged a test of a a hydrogen nuclear device that is a much stronger device than the atomic devices that they have tested in the past. And South Korean military now saying that the test was 10 times stronger than the last test that North Korea had been involved with last year. Again, it is a seismic reading. It is so far just an earthquake, but an earthquake which, according to South Korea and Japanese governments who have been analyzing it all day, do indicate an explosion. And the size of it, Robert, does indicate that they have substantially increased their ability to detonate one of these things 10 times bigger than the last test of apparently a nuclear device, which occurred later last year by North Korea, Robert.
Yeah, it was just about a year ago, and you're looking, that was a 5.3. This, the USGS putting at the 6.3 magnitude explosion there in North Korea today, and a second tremor was reported as well. We're still awaiting some news on that, but again, each one in succession going back to October of 2006 at 4.3. You can see we are all the way to 6.3 now. Each one has been moving higher, and you had a couple that were both in at 5.1, the third and fourth blast there, but each one escalating here. So we continue to see this escalation. You had the pictures we saw just a moments ago of Kim Jong-un inspecting what they say were a hydrogen bomb on an ICBM. Any indication of what could be next in your talks and in your reporting with analysts?
Well, I think that the indications are that there has to be an even more substantial response, not just from regional allies, which we're already hearing from, that is South Korea and Japan, but of course from Washington, the White House, President Trump. He has had a very aggressive line of rhetoric and activities in the UN Security Council regarding sanctions against North Korea, as well as military preparedness activities. That is a very strong U.S. military joint exercises with South Korea. Yes, Robert.
Hey, Greg, sorry to interrupt, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more reporting from Greg Palcott as we follow this developing story out of North Korea on Fox News.
If you could book a flight, then add a hotel or car or activity in one place and save, where would you go? Expedia.
My lower back was just crushing with pain.
From my back pocket to my foot was like a lava flow down that sciatic nerve.
There comes a point with chronic pain where it gets so loud in your head that it's like you can't focus on anything else.
Wherever your chronic pain is, it can be managed from here with Quell. From this optimal stimulation point, the revolutionary Quell technology accesses the central nervous system. It sends precise neural pulses to the brain that trigger your body's own natural pain blockers. Quell is 100% drug-free, FDA cleared, and doctor recommended. It can be used day and night, even while you sleep. Best of all, for 4 out of 5 people, it works.
All of a sudden, I had this aha moment that I don't feel pain anywhere in my body. Anywhere.
I'm doing things that I used to do, and I'm a happier, healthier guy. My whole life's turned around.
And 2 out of 3 people reported a reduction in their pain medications with Quell.
And she said, you know, you haven't refilled your prescriptions in a while because I have one of these.
That I can focus on my life, and I can work, and I can do things.
Quell was developed by Neurometrics with origins in the labs of MIT. Its patented neurotechnology automatically adjusts dosage to deliver optimal pain relief. Quell is easy to use and up to 10 times more powerful than ordinary TENS devices. It's strong enough to deliver widespread relief just by wearing it here, so it doesn't restrict you and you can get back to living your life. Call the number on your screen to order Quell now. We'll even include free shipping. Quell's pain-relieving effects build over time. Use daily for 30 days, and if you're not satisfied, return for a full refund. You have nothing to lose except the pain that is holding you back. Reclaim your life from chronic pain with Quell.
Call 1-800-371-9120 or go to buyquell.com to order now.
Do you have trouble falling asleep or wake up with a sore neck or headache? Then it's time you discovered MyPillow.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. 10 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota. I personally guarantee that MyPillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own. Take advantage of my famous offer and get 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price. Call or go to MyPillow.com. Be sure to use the promo code and I'll give you free shipping.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Free labor this Labor Day. Certified 1-carat solitaires this weekend are just $17.90. Free diamond setting on engagement rings, 15% off diamond stud earrings and solitaires, plus no interest for 12 months. Buy factory direct and save big. The Jewelry Exchange.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Robert Gray. We're continuing to follow this developing story out of North Korea. Now, North Korea holding a media event just moments ago where they were claiming a successful test of an H-bomb, a hydrogen bomb for an ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile. Now, again, Pyongyang saying it completed that successful test of a hydrogen bomb meant for an intercontinental ballistic missile, causing a 6.3 earthquake. Now, that is North Korea's 6th test since 2006, if indeed it was. This latest one would be the strongest one on record at 6.3, better than the 5.3, bigger than that, I should say, the 5.3, which was the second biggest one that was recorded just a year ago, just about a year ago. Greg Palcott is joining us now, Fox News correspondent on the line with us. And Greg, thanks for staying with us here to discuss this. Let's talk a little bit about the missile testing here. We don't want this to be lost in this, as we talk about Pyongyang also unveiling pictures Saturday showing the hydrogen bomb and that could be loaded on the ICBM. Then they have the test following that. But where are we with the missile testing? We don't want this to be lost in the equation.
Absolutely, Robert. It's important to keep everything into context. When we were in Pyongyang watching the latest military parade with Kim Jong-un at a rostrum about 300 yards behind us, we watched the rolling out of yet another set of missiles that North Korea had developed. They claimed at the time they were intercontinental ballistic missiles. They were, in fact, new missiles. A short time after that, in May, we saw the first test. In July, we saw 2 more very strong launches, yet another one just in the past several days, but those tests in July showed that they have developed missiles that could hit mainland United States. Some estimates put them with a reach as far as Chicago, so very serious threat to the United States. There have been reports too, Robert, that the efforts to miniaturize the nuclear devices, that is to create a very deadly nose cone for these missiles, had progressed as well, and North Korea was at the point of being able to put a nuclear weapon, a device, a bomb on top of these missiles and seriously threaten the United States as well. There is some question about that, but there is no question, Robert, from everything that we have seen and in our talking to North Korean officials on the ground in Pyongyang, and then from these latest developments, that North Korea is going apace, is moving.
Jesus Christ's return, his second coming, is central to Christianity. Billions are waiting for it. Scoffers deny it, but those who know anything of God's Word know Jesus is returning. Every indicator suggests it is near. The Bible speaks extensively about how Jesus will establish the kingdom of God, sometimes called the kingdom of heaven. Few things could be more important. Jesus himself plainly explained how God's kingdom begins, and it is not what you've learned. Next come facts never before explained. Watch the whole broadcast.
The world to come. The Restored Church of God presents David C. Pack.
The very last question Jesus was asked by his disciples was, Lord, will you at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? The apostles understood two things. One, God's kingdom would involve a restoration to the 12 tribes of Israel, but also that, two, it is not for you, them or us, to know the times or the seasons which the Father has put in his own power. When Jesus would build the kingdom was left a mystery, although there are indicators, but there was to be no mystery about how it would come. The apostles well understood the tiny nature of the kingdom at its outset. This will become very plain. But first, let's ask, how many more comings of Jesus Christ does the Bible describe? Contrasting verses tell us, and the answer is surprising. First, the prophet Haggai. Thus says the Lord of hosts, yet once it is a little while, and I will shake the heavens and the earth and the sea and the dry land, and I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations, long understood to be Jesus Christ, shall come. Vast numbers today are looking for and desiring Christ's coming. While most understand little about it, they do desire it, and it's obvious why. This world has endless problems and is spiraling out of control. People know Christ must come soon or there'll be no planet to come to. Of course they desire him. Here's the problem, and it's big. The book of Revelation speaks of a very different reaction to his appearance. The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. The nations were angry, and your wrath is come, and the time of the dead
countries. And of course, it would increase the harmony and solidarity because now North Korea will look at us as partners who are helping and supporting them, right? Note that when John Kerry of America pronounced that North Korea was one of axis of evil, as international society increases the hostility, more attacks of North Korea's were held. 할 수 없죠.
됐다고 전하고 있습니다. 중국 지진국은 북한이 핵실험을 한 직후에 뭔가가 크게 무너져 내린 것으로 추정을 하고 있습니다. 중국의 지진 관측소는 우리나라 것보다 북한 풍계리 훨씬 가깝기 때문에 신빙성이 있습니다. 이 북중 접경 지역에서 진동을 직접 느꼈다는 소식도 이어지고 있습니다. 중국판 트위터인 웨이보 등을 통해서 중국 장백현, 연길시 그리고 흑룡강성 목단강 주변에서도 흔들림을 느꼈다는 신고가 이어지고 있습니다. 네, 지금부터는 오늘 오후 4시 반에 있었던 NSC 전체 회의 결과 브리핑 한번 정리해서 들려드리도록 하겠습니다.
북한이 오늘 우리와 국제사회의 거듭된 경고를 무시하고 과거보다 더 강한 위력의 핵실험을 실시하였습니다. 이에 대해 대통령 주재로 국가안전보장회의를 오후 1시 반부터 3시까지 개최하여 관련 상황을 평가하고 대응 방안을 논의하였습니다. 대통령은 ICBM급 미사일 발사와 핵실험 등 연이은 북한의 도발에 대해 국제사회와 함께 최고의 강한 응징 방안을 강구할 것을 지시하였습니다. 북한이 핵 미사일 계획을 완전하고 검증 가능하며 비가역적인 방법으로 포기하도록 북한을 완전히 고립시키기 위한 유엔 안보리 제재 결의 추진 등 모든 외교적 방법을 강구해 나가기로 하였습니다. 동시에 한미 동맹 차원의 굳건한 연합 방위 태세를 바탕으로 북한의 무모한 도발에 대한 적극적인 대응 방안을 준비하고 추가 도발 가능성에 대해서도 만전의 대비 태세를 갖출 것을 지시하였습니다. 오늘 회의에서는 또 북한의 핵시설과 미사일을 무력화시킬 수 있는 우리 군의 타격 능력을 과시하고 한미 동맹 차원에서 미군이 보유하고 있는 가장 강력한 전략 자산을 전개하는 방안도 협의하기로 하였습니다. 대통령은 북한이 핵과 미사일 개발을 고도해 나가고 있는 것을 결코 용납하지 않을 것임을 강조하면서 국민의 생명과 국가의 안보를 한치의 흔들림 없이 굳건히 지켜나갈 것임을 다짐하였습니다. 국가안보실장은 NSC 회의 개최 전과 후에 허버트 맥마스터 미 국가안보보좌관과 2차례에 걸쳐 통화하여 대책을 협의하였으며 빠른 시일 내에 양국 정상 간 전화통화를 통해 북한 도발에 대한 보다 강력한 한미 공조 방안을 협의키로 하였습니다. 이상입니다.
네, 오늘 오후 1시 반서부터 1시간 반 동안 진행된 NSC 국가안전보장회의 전체 회의 결과를 정의용 청와대 국가안보실장이 브리핑한 내용이었습니다. 자, 남성욱 교수님, 앞서 이제 조선중앙TV 보도 내용 조금 더 좀 심층적으로 저희가 하나하나 좀 짚어보도록 하죠.
예, 리춘희 아나운서라고 아주 76세인데 오늘 저희가 목소리를 들으면서 상당히 충격을 받았습니다. 네. 아주 수소탄 실험에 성공해서 의기양양하게 발표를 함으로써 우리에게 보란듯이 비운 듯한 모습을 보였습니다. 이춘희 아나운서의 저희가 발언을 구체적으로 좀 살펴볼 필요가 있는 게 기술적인 측면이 굉장히 강조됐습니다. 화성 14호 ICBM 미사일에 장착할 수소탄 실험에 장착을 위한 물리학적인 실험이 성공적으로 진행됐다라는 얘기입니다. 네네. 그러니까 미국 워싱턴 로스앤젤레스에서 떨어뜨릴 그 ICBM 미사일에 장착하는 수소탄을 어느 정도 규모로 어떤 용량으로 실어야 되는지 일종의 이제 설계를 마쳤고 그 설계를 실전에서 했을 때 어떤 위력을 발휘하겠느냐. 그거를 이제 오늘 실험했는데 자신들의 의도대로 완벽하게 성공했다. 이제 그런 표현을 함으로써 자신감, 이제 원폭이 아니라 수소탄 실험을 완전히 ICBM에 장착하는 수준에서 실험이 성공적으로 진행되는 그 과정에서 물리학적인 어떤 설계, 어떤 연구 테스트가 완벽하게 시행된다는 자신감을 보였고요.
지표 실험값이
완전히 계산대로 됐다라는 얘기죠. 사실은 그 지표가 계산값대로 됐다는 얘기는 소재가 굉장히 여러 가지 외부 환경에 영향을 받지 않고 자신들의 의도대로 폭발했다라는 얘기죠. 네. 아마 오늘 폭발 위력 그 실험이 굉장히 초점이 아마 맞춰졌겠냐. 일단 뭐 일본 히로시마에 떨어졌던 거에 뭐 10배 수준이라고 지금 나오고 있는데 아마 폭발 위력에 대해서 굉장히 수소탄을 강조하기 위해서는 위력이 나와야 됐는데 그게 이제 6.3으로 중국과 미국 지질조사국이 나왔습니다. 왜 우리 기상청이 5.7로 발표를 했는지 조금 더 알아봐야 되는데 중국, 미국의 발표가 우리 거보다 지진 강도가 매우 높았다라는 거죠. 그걸 보고 북한 입장에서는 자신들의 지표값이 반영됐다라는 표현을 썼고요. 또 말미에는 국제사회에 대한 우려를 불식시키기 위해서 환경에 전혀 영향을 주지 않았다. 즉 보통 우라늄 방사능 그런 오염 걱정이 있는데 그런 것이 아주 깨끗이 없다. 그러므로서 이제 주변 환경 피해를 주지 않았다는 점을 강조함으로써 오늘 실험이 아주 만족스럽게 지적되는 것을 굉장히 강조한다는 측면에서 저희로서는 북한 핵 실전 배치가 가까워졌다라는 것을 또 절감할 수밖에 없습니다.
근데 북한이 말이죠. 핵실험 때마다 이제 말씀하신 것처럼 방사능 물질에 대한 이 문제, 환경 오염 문제는 없다라고 공언을 했습니다만 이후에 이제 관련 보도 내용들을 보면 북중 접경 지역이나 이런 데서 중국 쪽의 피해가 또 감지되고 있다. 이런 보도도 좀 나오고 있지 않습니까?
예, 길쭉은 풍계리에서 지난 5차 핵실험과 200m 떨어진 거리에서 실험을 함으로써 인근 중국 연변에 있는 학교 건물이 심하게 흔들릴 정도면 이 지진파가 인공 지진이기 때문에 S파가 아니고 B파가 나왔을 것으로 보입니다. 이 정도면 방사능 확산이 주변 지역에 굉장히 퍼져 있고요. 탈북자들의 전언에 의하면 이 길쭉은 풍계리 인근 지역은 일반 주민이 도저히 살 수가 없다라는 정도로 환경 오염이 될 것으로 보이고요. 지금 이제 일본 자위대 초계기가 떠서 그 실험 이후에 나오는 방사능 물질인 제논을 이제 탐지를 아마 할 것으로 보입니다. 그것을 통해서 이 핵실험 기록을 다시 한번 파악을 하는데 이 북한의 어떤 환경 오염이 없다라는 주장은 사실상 허위로서 이 풍계리 일대 지역은 아마 죽음의 지역으로 변할 것으로 예상이 됩니다.
네. 자, 신 장군님.
네네.
북한의 주장대로라면 지금 북한이 의도하는 대로 이제 핵 관련 프로그램이 계속해서 착착 진전이 되고 있는 것 같은데 그렇다고 그러면 다음 단계의 도발, 다음 단계의 뭐 계획이랄까? 이런 부분은 어떻게 예측해 볼 수 있을까요?
저는 우선 미사일 도발할 거예요. 시험 가서. 작년부터 한번 북한이 해왔던 걸 역추적 한번 해봅시다. 1월 6일 날 4차 했고요. 핵실험. 9월 9일 날 5차 했습니다. 정폭 핵물질을 작년에 2번 했어요. 작년에 미사일에 관련한 가장 의미 있는 도발은 8월 24일 날 코체 연료를 썼던 북극성 1형 SLBM 발사할 겁니다. 대륙간 소위 ICBM은 액체 연료를 썼는데 이것의 진전은 우리가 좀 사실은 주목은 안 했는데 9월 20일 날 얘네들이 기존 무수단 액체 엔진 29톤짜리를 80톤으로 개량한 단품 시험을 했어요. 그게 작년부터 처음 변합니다. 자, 올해로 넘어왔어요. 이제 정폭 핵분탄을 대했으니까 올해는 수소폭탄이라 그러면 이제는 핵융합 물질을 모으기만 하면 되는 거니까 일단 접어두고 올 3월 18일 날 그들이 말하는 백두혁명 엔진이라는 걸 만들었어요. 그게 80톤짜리 무수단 엔진을 대형화한 데다가 보조 엔진 3톤짜리 4개를 붙여서 총 92톤 추력의 엔진을 만들었습니다. 백두 엔진. 그것을 쏜 게 화성 12호고 그것을 2단으로 쏜 게 화성 14호예요. 그러니까 사거리가 충족됐단 말이죠. 그러니까 마지막 핵탄두의 위력을 수소폭탄화해서 또 다음에 소형화 경량하게 위한 실험 오늘 한 거예요. 이제는 이제 사거리를 늘리기 위한 ICBM 시험에 들어갑니다. 그러니까 지금까지 ICBM 사거리는 좀 된 것 같아요. 근데 탄두 재진입이 아예 안 됐잖아요. 근데 사거리도 화성 12호 14로 고각 발사로 쏘았어요. 이제 그게 완전 재원을 얻었어요. 자신을 얻고 지금 실제 사거리 화성 12호 2분지를 쏘았습니다. 다음은 화성 12호 풀 레인지를 쏠 거예요. 그게 대략적으로 5,000에서 7,000km면 제가 봐서는 괌하고 하와이 사이에 있는 게 섬이 별로 없어요. 안전해요. 그 해상으로 떨어뜨릴 겁니다. 다음 화성 14호를 쏠 겁니다. 근데 화성 14호는 그대로 그 최대 사거리를 쏘면 미 대륙에 떨어지니까 그건 좀 난리 나니까 보나마나 하와이하고 미 서부 해안 사이에 있는 태평양이 떨어뜨릴 겁니다. 이 실험을 2-3번 연속으로 하면서 값을 올릴 겁니다. 그리고 그다음 탄두 재질 사거리는 되는데 실제 사거리, 실사거리는 됐는데 탄두 재질은 어떻게 되냐? 아까 잠깐 말씀드린 대로 기계적 상마를 보여주기 위해서는 낙판 지점에 촬영을 해야 되는데 그거는 북한이 태평양 가서 촬영하기 어려울 테니까 화학적 상마를 보여주기 위한 그 플라즈마 실험실을 만들어서 공개할 겁니다. 그렇게 돼버리면 북한의 미사일은 끝났다. 그래서 자 핵실험은 오늘 만약 수소폭탄이 성공을 했으면 핵실험은 모라토리움으로 갈 상황이 많습니다. 그런데 만약 북한이 모라토리움 선언 안 하고 한 번 더 한다면 오늘 한 시험이 수소폭탄이 완성은 아니다. 그러니까 결국은 북한이 실험 중단하는 것은 우리가 어떻게 해서 하는 게 아니라 그들이 완성을 해서 더 이상 실험이 필요 없을 때 모라토리움 선언하는 겁니다. 그러니까 핵실험은 그렇게 보면 되고 ICBM은 아직도 많이 남았다. 그 다음에 이제 부가에서 우리가 SLBM, 북극성 사명 8월 23일 도면 공개했지 않습니까? 다시 SLBM 쏠 겁니다. 훨씬 성능이 진전된. 그 다음에 그것을 뜯어다가 중국의 동풍 21처럼 소위 항모 킬러라고 하는 동풍 21을 만든 거 벤치마킹에서 북극성 이용을 해서 또 이번에 시험했지 않습니까? 지난번에 올해. 다음 지대함 그 항모 킬러라고 하는 미 정원군의 핵심인 미 해상전력을 대상으로 하는 지대함 미사일도 개발해서 시험 발사를 할 겁니다. 이렇게 해서 결론적으로 ICBM, SLBM, 지대함 미사일 이 세 가지 종류를 시험해 나가는 것이 다음 수순이다. 저는 그렇게 봅니다.
네. 자, 남 교수님. 많은 분들이 말이죠. 이제 새 정부가 출범을 하면서 이른바 과거 보수 정권 때보다는 북한의 어떤 대응이랄까 이런 것들이 좀 수위 조절을 하고 이전보다는 좀 덜 강경하게 나오지 않겠느냐 이렇게 예상을 했는데 지금 보면 뭐 벌써 문재인 정부 들어서 9번째 지금 미사일을 도발을 했고요. 또 6차 핵실험까지 이렇게 감행을 했단 말이죠. 이 북한의 속내 뭐라고 봐야 되는 겁니까?
일단 북한의 테이블에는 한국이 없습니다.
네.
그 테이블에는 오직 워싱턴만 있습니다. 모든 것은 워싱턴에 시작해서 워싱턴으로 끝이 난다라는 거죠. 그렇기 때문에 5월 10일 문재인 정부 출범 이후에 두 차례 군사실무회담 이산가족 상봉회담을 베를린 구상을 통해서 밝혔습니다. 그러나 북한은 우리의 주장에는 전혀 반응하지 않습니다. 노동신문의 기사를 보면 문재인 대통령의 운전석론에 대해서 굉장한 비판을 하고 있습니다. 마치 한국이 주제를 파악을 제대로 못하고 있다. 예, 우리의 주장에 대해서는 굉장히 가소롭다는 표현을 쓰고 있습니다. 자신들이 워싱턴과 지금 기싸움을 벌이고 있는데 한국이 어디에 쓸 것인지 택이라는 입장입니다. 워싱턴에 쓰든지 북한하고 쓰든지 북한하고 쓴다면 협상과 회담을 할 의향이 있다. 그러니까 한미동맹을 이간시키는 대남 정책을 구체화하고 있는 거죠. 이러기 때문에 문재인 정부 출범 이후 9차례의 탄도미사일 발사가 이루어지고 있습니다. 결국은 문재인 정부의 대북 정책은 당연히 시련과 상당한 어려움에 지금 처하고 있죠. 오늘 아마 이 6차 핵실험으로 인해서 문재인 정부가 추진했던 대북 구상은 상당 기간 어려움을 겪고요. 이 행로를 좀 바꿔야 되지 않겠나. 만약에 이 핵실험과 9차례의 미사일 발사에도 불구하고 기존의 베를린 구상에서 나왔던 화해 협력에 의한 남북
Everything you love about Earth is gone. And now we have to fight for what's left. And by we, I mean
powerful nuclear weapons as it wants. It added that the H-bomb is a multi-functional thermonuclear nuke whose power can be adjusted from tons to hundreds of kilotons, and is also capable of detonating again for electromagnetic pulse at high altitude. North convicted of another missile launch this year. With its latest launch, the medium-range ballistic missile flying over Japan last week, already targeting U.S. base in Guam. Two intercontinental missile tests in July had a
미사일 발사가 지금 워싱턴에서 대두가 되고 있습니다. 이런 전략도 굉장히 유용할 것으로 보입니다. 그러나 궁극적으로는 핵을 어떻게 막을 것인지 그거에 관해서는 미사일은 미사일, 핵은 또 핵으로 막는 그런 전략이 보다 근본적인 전략이 아니겠느냐. 그래서 이미 우리가 미사일 협상을 통해서 한미 간의 거리와 무게에 대해서 지금 제한을 풀고 있기 때문에 저희가 어느 시점에는 그러한 대응도 검토할 수밖에 없겠죠. 오늘 이제 5시 반에 국방부가 국방부 차원에서의 대북 성명을 나오고 있죠. 지금 우리 외교부가 강력 규탄하고 반대하는 성명을 발표했고요. 이제 그런 군사기술적인 측면에서 아마 한미 간의 긴밀한 협의가 있을 것으로 예상이 됩니다.
자, 지금 이제 한 1분 정도 남았습니다. 방금 전에 화면을 통해서 국방부 지금 상황을 보셨는데요. 잠시 뒤 1분 뒤에는 5시 30분 대북 성명이 발표될 예정으로 지금 있습니다. 자, 이 국제사회와 유엔 안보리 차원에서 이제 강력하게 대응을 할 수 있도록 우리 정부가 이제 의견을 내겠다 이렇게 얘기를 했는데 국제사회 대응